Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable shift in the atmosphere of your own home? That feeling that the air has grown heavier, that the familiar sounds have changed their tune. Let me tell you a story about a house in the Pacific Northwest, nestled in a quiet cul-de-sac where the fog rolls and soft and amber streetlights glow. In one of those houses, a family lived a life that sounded like success. The morning clink of coffee cups, a happy dog barking at the mail truck, the solid thud of a car door closing just once. Stability has a sound, you know. But then, one day, that sound began to change. It wasn't sudden. It was a gradual shift, like the weather turning. A late business shipment, a minor financial error, a disagreement that felt off. Tiny things, easy to ignore, until they weren't. Every evening, at precisely 7:18, the kitchen lights would dim. Not a flicker, but a slow, deliberate dimming. The refrigerator's hum would drop to a lower pitch, as if it were listening for something. For 5 nights in a row, the hallway motion camera sent alerts at exactly 3:11 in the morning. Each recording showed nothing but still, empty air. Their dog, once a bundle of joy, stopped barking. He'd just stare into corners, his eyes tracking something invisible across the room. And then there was the neighbor, 2 doors down. Her yard was perfect, too perfect. Not a single weed. Now soil that refuses to grow weeds is soil that's been told what to do. Around this time, the mother started wearing long-sleeved shirts, even on warm days. Strange, pale patches were appearing on her hands and arms, spreading with an unnatural speed. She kept smiling, kept waving to everyone, but her sleeves were telling a different story. Inside the house, laughter was replaced by heavy silence. The walls felt like they were closing in. The house felt occupied by something that wasn't theirs. Desperate, they sought help from a man who didn't advertise his services. He didn't come with robes or symbols, just a quiet, unshakable certainty. When he entered their home, he moved slowly, listening to the space like a mechanic diagnosing a faulty engine. He paused in the kitchen, stood for a long moment in the hallway, and stopped at the threshold of the master bedroom, but he didn't go in. Then, he asked to see the backyard. In the Pacific Northwest, almost every yard has that one corner the sprinklers can't quite reach, where the earth stays dark and damp. He walked directly to that spot. "I need a shovel," he said. The father didn't question him, he just handed it over. The first layer was just mulch. The second was damp soil. But the third layer made a sound that had no business being in the earth. A sharp tap. The sound of glass. The man dropped to his knees and began brushing the dirt away with his bare hands. Carefully, methodically. He lifted out a simple drinking glass. Not a ritual jar, just a normal glass you'd use for water at the dinner table. Inside, there were tiny strips of paper, rolled so tightly they were like dense little sticks. Rusted pins were pushed through the folds, and tangled within them, human hair. The names written on those papers belonged to every single member of the family, first, middle, and last. The intention was crystal clear. The man looked up and spoke the name of the neighbor from 2 doors down. The family said nothing. Their silence was all the confirmation he needed. He wrapped the glass in a kitchen towel. He gave them careful instructions. What needed to be burned, what had to be buried miles away from the county line, and which doorways and thresholds needed to be washed with quiet hands and no witnesses. But it was one sentence he said that they would never forget. Envy is a mouth that never stops chewing. If you feed it, it learns your menu. If you starve it, it learns your name. After that night, everything changed. The lights stopped dimming at 7:18. The hallway camera only recorded actual footsteps. The dog started barking again. The mother stopped hiding her arms. The patches on her skin didn't vanish, but they stopped spreading. Their business stabilized. It wasn't a return to how things were before, but it was survival. And sometimes, survival is the greatest miracle you can ask for. There was no confrontation. The neighbor never confessed. But soon, Weeds began to sprout in her perfect yard. Just a few at first, and then more and more. Nature, it seems, always remembers the original rules, and sometimes it corrects the board quietly. The family still lives on that street. They mow their lawn, they wave to the other neighbors, they leave the porch light on, but they always walk around that one corner of the yard now, never across it. Some places hold a memory long after the object that created it is gone. Now, here's the part you need to listen to. If you live in a house with tall trees out back, with a patch in your yard you instinctively avoid, with a camera that sends you notifications in the dead of night for no reason, with a light that flickers but never burns out, listen carefully. Don't panic. Don't start pointing fingers. And whatever you do, don't speak your fear out loud. Just go check the soil. Do it slowly, quietly. And if you find nothing, be grateful. But if you find something that doesn't belong, don't touch it with your bare hands. Some houses remember names, and some names are still being spoken long after the owners have fallen asleep. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. Stay safe out there.